لجمهورية مصر العربية.
Impact of Facebook study groups on learners' satisfaction. It will be by Dr. محمد from Cairo University.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is محمد. I work as a teaching assistant in Faculty of Commerce, English section, Cairo University. To give you an overview about the topic before I start, everyone nowadays has a smartphone, and almost everyone has at least one of the social network accounts. Accordingly, the intense use of social media websites and web technologies motivated the students to create the Facebook study groups for the educational purposes. The social network sites enable the students to easily share their materials through groups that are created on Facebook, and tutorial videos that are uploaded on YouTube, and files that are shared on SlideShare. So as you can see here, the social network websites enables the students to be more interactive with each other. Social network websites such as Facebook is considered to be the most popular social network website with an increasing number of users every day. Facebook is used as an important tool for the students who are shy to ask questions in the classroom. As you can see, some students are shy to ask questions in front of everyone, so they use Facebook as a tool to ask these questions. They have the opportunity to use the social media to interact with their classmates. However, some students feel that the use of Facebook can waste their time and distract them from studying, and some of them might even lack the required devices, such as the smartphones or laptops. When it comes to technology acceptance model, it indicates the user's level of experience shall affect their willingness to adopt a new set of technology or new procedure. There are two considerations when it comes to technology acceptance model. We have the first pillar, which is the perceived usefulness, which basically aims at how someone will see Facebook as a useful tool in educational purposes. And the other pillar is the perceived ease of use, like how easy it is to use a Facebook. For interactivity, we have what sort of students when they interact with each other. It's called peer learning. It occurs as materials are posted, discussions are opened. Like when someone asks a question on the study group, everyone starts to reply. And such there is, and so forth, there is discussion happening on Facebook. Also, when someone posts a material, they can ask more questions about this material. For the relational commitment, the very basic meaning of it, if you friended someone on Facebook, you became friends on Facebook, you will get the opportunity to interact with each other over Facebook, and you will be friends in real life. So they feel attached with each other, and they feel the need to have a long-term relationship with each other over Facebook. At the end of the day, we have the learner's satisfaction, which is the perceived satisfaction to evaluate the effectiveness of the learning environment. Whether or not the students feel that Facebook is a satisfaction, as a tool that can provide some sort of knowledge, which will help them to be more satisfied. My research model is basically the technology acceptance model, which is the perceived usefulness and perceived ease of use. And then we have the interactivity, where students interact with one another. And finally, we have the relational commitment, as they get long-term relationship with each other when they friend each other on Facebook. These factors will affect the perceived learner's satisfaction. The four hypotheses are: the first one is the learners who find Facebook useful in education are more likely to be satisfied. When you find it useful, you will be more likely satisfied. And if you find it easy, it's more likely to be satisfied, which is the second hypothesis. On the third one, learners who are more likely to interact with their colleagues are more likely to be satisfied. When there is interaction happening with each other on the group, they would be more likely to be satisfied. And finally, learners who are more likely to engage in a relationship with their colleagues, they are more likely to be satisfied. I base my research on the students of Khalid University Faculty of Commerce English section, whether they are undergraduates or postgraduates. So I had a population of 6,000 students. For the sample size, to get a 95% confidence level and an error margin of 5%, I should have reached 362, but I've only reached, when I posted the survey online, only 278, which reduced the confidence level to be 90% and the error margin is 5% as well. For the reliability of the scale, the reliability is really high of 0.93 and the KMO is 0.933. For the results, the first hypothesis, learners who find Facebook useful in education are more likely to be satisfied. As you can see here, the path coefficient is positive, which means that there is a positive relationship, and the t-test is significant, so there is a significant positive relationship between the usefulness of the Facebook group and the learner satisfaction. If you see from the very beginning it's useful, you will be more likely to be satisfied. That's why the H1 was accepted. The second hypothesis is learners who find Facebook groups are easy to use are more likely to be satisfied. I got here different results. As you can see, the path coefficient is 0.023, which is slightly positive, but the t-test is completely insignificant. So, in contrary to previous studies, in case of Egypt, it doesn't actually affect the learner satisfaction. So, the second hypothesis is rejected. The third one, learners who are more likely to interact with their colleagues are more likely to be satisfied. It has a positive coefficient and t-test is significant, so there is a significant relationship between interaction with the colleagues and their satisfaction. Finally, learners who are more likely to engage in a relationship with their colleagues, they are more likely to be satisfied. Also, it has a positive coefficient and a t-test with a significant value. So students who build personal relationship with their colleagues, they are more likely to be satisfied. For the discussion, as we said, Egyptian students if they find the Facebook group useful, they will be satisfied. But on contrary to other studies, there is no relationship between ease of use and satisfaction level. This can be attributed to the fact that every student already has a Facebook account, so they already know how to use the Facebook. That's why it's not been affected. Also, we find that students who interact with the content, they are more likely to increase their knowledge, as you can ask more questions and ask your colleagues, which will help positively in the learning process. Finally, when you build a positive relationship with your colleagues, like when you know more about each other, you will be more likely satisfied. For the contribution, I found most of the students, when they made comments on the survey, they said that Facebook groups are less useful when there isn't a teacher or educator on the group involved. When you involve, if educators or teachers were involved in Facebook study groups, the learner satisfaction would increase dramatically. Both the teachers and the students, when they interact with each other, they will learn more about each other, and thus there will be more valuable and credible group for the students. That's it for my presentation. If you have any questions, just let me know. It's like a group with the students where they can post their materials, like group for the entire. It's some sort of a group that when the students students, when I ask more questions about their materials, it's not for a specific course, it's not for a specific subject, it's for like any course or any subject that's related to their academic